President Joe Biden representing the United States of America. He's the leader of the free world. He's the commander-in-chief of our armed forces. He was in Italy for the G7 summit, as you know. Video has surfaced now of a concert of Andrea Bocelli. Thank you. Man, I got there, Kevin. Thank you for being there for me. Andrea Bocelli at the concert. Here's Joe Biden. Take a look at him there. Now, I'm sure they're going to call this a cheap fake. I'm sure they're going to call this manipulated. They're going to call this, some sort of CGI Wonderworks. But I assure you, we don't have that kind of budget over here. Nope, this is just raw, untouched video of the leader of the free world falling asleep while sitting next to the Prime Minister of Italy. So even the high note wouldn't wake him up at the applause of the Prime Minister. By the way, I love this Italian move. Can we just do that one more time? Italians are awesome, aren't they? Watch this move. Look at the difference between the PM of the United Kingdom. And look at it, it's just barely focusing. But no, I'm sure it's a cheap fake. It's a cheap fake again. Here's the thing about the White House saying that all this is manipulated and it's lies and it's CGI and it's heavily edited and it's altered and all these things. It makes us want to show you more. That's what it does. It's going to be like the Streisand effect. We're going to call it the Kareen effect. Can we please? In fact, here's Joe Biden on the stage during the D-Day honoring of the fallen and honoring of the heroes who liberated the continent. He's representing the United States. And once again, if you remember this video, he fell asleep.
Au-dessus de nos têtes, des énormes obus de nos navires de guerre.
He's out.
Certains de ces au-dessus de nos têtes,
He's out. I'm looking at him. I'm sure he's just resting his eyes. You all have toddlers who want to stay up and watch the movie, and they're falling asleep on the sofa next to you. The head's doing that thing. And you're like, all right, come on. Come on, boo-boo, time to go to bed. Let's go. No, but boo-boo, you're sleeping. No, I'm not. I'm just resting my eyes. That's the leader of the free world resting his eyes. Oh, that's manipulated. You can't tell from that angle anyway. Okay, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in.
Au-dessus de nos têtes, des énormes obus de nos navires de guerre. Certains de ces au-dessus de nos têtes.
The head even does the head even does the little bob. You can see it. Right? You see that? He's got the little. And listen, you can't give me the whole, well, listen, he's 81 years old and he just traveled from DC to Normandy. And, that's a lot for anybody. It's hard to sleep on planes. He's the president. He's got Air Force One. He's literally got a bed and a bedroom on that plane. It's not like he's sitting there in a business class seat and he's got to find the right angle. Okay, he's literally got a bed. And he's not going to have some flight attendant interrupt him to put his seatbelt on. It's Air Force One. He can do whatever he wants. If he's not sleeping well on that plane, maybe he shouldn't be president. And by the way, that is the only appropriate answer to what you see here with the president falling asleep on a regular basis is, well, what do you want? He's old. That's truly the only truthful answer. Of course he fell asleep. He's old. Old men fall asleep. To which the only appropriate response is, yeah, so maybe he should retire and not have a job, let alone the most taxing, stressful job on the planet Earth, other than being my producer. Let's not forget, it's not a new occurrence. This is not, oh, well, he just turned 81 and he's had a tough time and it's been really rough and he's in the campaign. No. Back in the heyday of his presidency, when he went to Maui for the tribute and memorial to the people who died in the fires, he did this.
Never met before. We are a community that relies on family, on ohana, whether by blood or by friendship. But like many others, my son's home burned down. My daughter's home burned down. My home burned down. My parents are 59.
Yeah, let's be clear here. This is not the president just deciding to take a moment to say a few prayers for the families who have been affected by the Maui fires. This is not the president saying a rosary or two because he's a very devout Catholic, you know. This is a man who has fallen asleep. Watch his head right here. Here it comes. Watch what happens. Oh, there it is. That's what happens when you're sitting up and you fall asleep and your head starts to nod and your body reflexes wake you up. Watch it again. Here it comes. I cannot believe we've manipulated so much video for you. I can't believe we've got the kind of budget that allows us to create these kind of deep fakes and CGI manipulation. I can't believe that we're spending money on that instead of giving me a raise. Kevin McMahon, executive producer of Larry at Town Hall, I need you to admit to me, are you using the budget for this show for these manipulated CGI cheap fake videos? Is that what you're doing?
You know, I actually budgeted a large amount of money in order to do that. And then all the footage that they give us doesn't need it.
Right, because this is real and genuine, isn't it?
That's right.
Let me ask you something. If we did wrestle away a good $20,000, $30,000 an episode to create the cheap fake videos, would you even know how to do it?
Not a chance.
I didn't think so. It's kind of a highly specialized craft. I mean, even that really stellar Men in Black video we saw earlier with Karine Jean-Pierre, that was not the best work, was it? I mean, you could kind of tell it was fake. No, this is real, and this is real. And this is real. And this is real. Sorry, I just love Andrea Bocelli, and I wanted to see this again. He's fantastic. I love that man. Now, sadly, it's very real. And if you look at the White House and you watch the manipulated cable news propaganda outfits, they will tell you that the real concern here about mental incapacity is Donald Trump. He's the real problem, and everything about Joe Biden is perfection. He's operating on full cylinders, full steam ahead, and we're the ones for seeing what we're obviously seeing with our own eyes. We're the ones who are lying, deceitful, hateful, fear-mongering, and we're a thorn in the side of the White House and to truth itself. All right. And maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. And I know that Donald Trump has his flaws and he puts out tweets that you and I probably sometimes cringe at and wish he didn't do. And sometimes he'll say something that's, a little crass or maybe unbecoming because, he's a New Yorker. And that's kind of how New Yorkers are. They're crass and unbecoming. Really. Have you ever met a New Yorker? And these things are true. Freely admit it. But given the choice, and let's face it, that's really all we've got is a choice between these two. It's not even close, is it? And that's why they're bending over backwards to run interference here and try to tell you what's up is down and what's down is up. But thankfully, we know that you won't fall for that. An old man falling asleep in public on the world stage while representing us at the highest levels at important summits and important head of state dignitary moments. That man falling asleep, that's a problem. And we can't stand for it anymore.